What's up, you flaming fruitcakes? Come check out my fat new rear wheels. So what we have here are 295 5015 Cooper Cobra Radial GTs. Ooh. And right this way we have 235 6015s. Ooh. So if you haven't been able to figure it out yet, what do you think that's going on? Oh wait. Alright, you guessed it. We all know what this is for. What am I filming it for? What car is it next to? Duh. Obviously, those aren't staying on the car, those junky third-gen wheels. And obviously, these junky third-gen wheels aren't staying on the car. These are just rollers, and I'm pretty sure this one's bent. It hangs up at one point, and then it goes again. Anyway, I gotta get rid of these junk rollers. You guys remember I used to have Cragars on here, and they were only like 15 by 15. They were 14 by 7s, and they were deep dish in the back, but didn't matter. The tires in this car looked like it was on stilts. So, what did we get? I have a nice pair of 15 by 8s that are lightly, gently, maybe slightly mild up. Cragar, deep dish, 15 by 8s. And if you follow me into the parts room. Whoop. Hood! Big hood. Man, I'm telling you right now, this hood's taller than I am. Anyway. Oh, where'd I put everything? Oh yeah, here we go. And maybe you can guess what's inside that box. Just maybe you can guess what's inside that box. Oh, and here's another box full of a complete exhaust system. Woo! So we got a lot of stuff going on here. I got 2 brand new Cragars. I was trying to get 4, but back in the days of the coronavirus, they couldn't get me my 15 by 8 deep dish in the back. So I actually contacted Cragar directly, and they were like, well, with supply chain issues, we're having trouble getting materials. I'm like, what are they made out of? Platinum? Like, well, they're backdated till like 2085, so I immediately canceled my order with Summit because nobody could give me an answer. They said they're a month out. A month and a half goes by. I called, they said they're still 2 months out now. I'm like, when the hell did that happen and why didn't anybody tell me? You didn't get an email? No, I didn't. So that went on for like 3 months, and finally I canceled the order, and I just found a used set that are gently mild up. So, let's why don't we just mount and balance these real quick and see what they look like on here and see if it makes this car look any better. See, I told you they're only slightly mild up. Slightly. A little. Slightly. This one's kind of worse, but I'm not sure which side I'm gonna put that on yet. I'll probably put the nicer one on the driver's side of the car because that's the side I'm gonna be seen on. And you know, who cares about whoever's in the passenger seat? That's their problem. Only the finest rear wheels for the Cutlass. Shiny. In case you're wondering what's actually in this Cragar boxes, wow. What do you think's in that box? Brand new Cragars! Look at this, they give you a fancy little protector so you don't get a bad rim job. Oh, I should probably put that back on until I get to the tire place. Let's see. Look at that. Anyway, look how clean this thing is. I've never seen a brand new wheel like this up close in person, other than like at car shows. And I own a set now. Bloop. Nice.
So, white litter's in?
Yeah, I want to be like Chris. Oh, you broke my protector. There we go.
7s.
That's crazy. I ordered 7s and they gave me 7s.
Well, you ordered 8s and you want 2 more 7s. Should be good. It's really how balance is out. It's going to balance both sides.
It's a fat tire. It looked like a steamroller. Well, thank God that was easy. And finally, for once, everything went according to plan. Right? Right? Wrong. Every which way this car can find a way to me in the ass, it will. So, what happened? We had 4 wheels to mount and balance. Wheel 1, down. Wheel 2, perfect. Wheel 3, couldn't go any better than that. Wheel 4, problem. What's the problem, you may ask? Well, wheel number 4, one of the rears, the big ones, is bent. And I don't mean it's bent like the lip is bent and we could pound it back with a hammer. I mean it's bent at the hub like somebody curb jobbed this thing like off a cliff. It's on the wheel balancer. It's going like this, up and down, and like this. Awesome! You can't see it unless it's on a wheel balancer. So, want to see what's wrong with the rim? It's not usable. I mean, I could bolt it on the car and drive it, but it's probably going to kill an axle bearing or destroy the tire. Look at it. It kind of looks good. I mean, it's not the best looking rim in the world, quality-wise. Wow. Tire looks good, though. Let's dig into it. Let's see what's wrong with the rim. If you look right there, there's the point of impact. I'm betting you where all those 2 1/4, look, we got a 2 1/4 ounce weight right there. And we got a 2 ounce weight right there, and we got a 1 ounce weight right there. But wait, there's more. Ah, yes, we're on the back side of the rim now. Let's see, we got a 2 ounce weight there. We got a 2.5 there. Oh, and if you look here, here's where the damage starts to really show itself. You see that rust right there around that weld? Yeah, it's looking really pretty. That's where the rim's bent. See how that one doesn't have all that rust? That one's this orange, is Home Depot. That one don't have no Home Depot rust. Neither does that one or that one. That's where the damage is. Now, if you look even further, it's in here somewhere. Oh yeah, I think it's right there. Look closely. Right there. Somebody welded. Right here. Somebody welded the rim already and ground down a weld. I'm not too thrilled right now because every time I do something to this car.
Kids, you tried your best and you failed miserably. The lesson is never try.
Tomorrow I gotta get on the old computer thingy and I gotta see if I can find a new set of rear wheels for the car. I've already been looking, and what I found is it might actually be easier to put 10s on the back of this than 8s for backspacing purposes. I think I'm gonna go with a 15 by 10 in the back because evidently nobody makes this rim anymore with this backspacing. Everything else has like 2 inches worth of backspacing, and this is, I think this is like 3 1/4 we measured from here to here. And if I put one that only has 2 inches of back spacing on it, the tire's gonna stick out like I'm from Alabama and I'm having a threesome between my cousin and my sister. And I don't want that. For multiple reasons, but that's probably reason number 1. Hey, at least I can put the fronts on for now. Fronts do be looking good. Oh look, that's what they look like with center caps now. Hell yeah.
A few moments later.
So, you know how I was talking about trying to find maybe some 10-inch wheels? Well, I couldn't find any of those either. So instead, I may have totally not accidentally dropped $700 on brand new 15 by 10s. Look at those. Wow. Wow is the only thing I can say. I bought, when these showed up in the box and I polished them up, I was so blown away. And then I put them on the car, and I'll tell you right now, I am so thankful that those 15 by 8s that I bought were broken. I mean, the one wasn't broken, it was just tarnished. But I'm so glad those rims were unusable as a set, because it forced me to go and do what I just did. This was last minute, like this is like last resort thing. I guess I'll go with a 15 by 10 then, because you can't get 15 by 8s right now. I got to thinking, and I was looking at the measurements. This is 15 by 10, and it's got a 4¼ inch backspace. Man, I'm so glad that rim was bent, because if it wasn't, this never would have happened, and this is the look I want on this car. This is like 10 times better than any 8 could ever look. I will never buy 8s again, because I can't. Let's just compare those 15 by 10s versus my dad's 15 by 8 Keystones he has on the back of the wagon. Man, I used to think these were cool looking. That's not cool looking anymore. I mean, it's cool looking, but it is not half as cool as that. Yeah, it looks cool for the wagon, but that don't look cool for the Cutlass. Now, keep in mind, those are 295 50-15s, and what's on here are tires you can't even get anymore, period. These are 275 50-15s. Had they made these tires still today, currently, I would probably order a set of those for the fronts, because I compared my the 295 next to these 275s, and the 295 is still slightly taller, meaning that this is slightly shorter. That would have been perfect for a staggered setup on the Cutlass. And oh buddy, you got to see what this thing looks like from behind. I've never seen this thing look so good. Like I said, back in the day, all I had was 14 by 7s. They were deep dish, but they looked like noodle arms. This car was a total rice box back in the day when I had it. It was a stock 350 with a 2-speed with an open rear end, with some mags and jacked up with ladder bars. But now, like, it actually has a posi and a real motor and a real 4-speed. Now it can wear those ladder bars and some fat shoes. Take a look at this thing, man. Just look at that. That is how a car is supposed to sit from behind. Those are some meats. In fact, I think I'm going to contact Arby's tomorrow and get a sponsorship, because y'all know how the joke goes. Just look at it! Never would have thought that 15 by 10s would have solved all my problems. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Now let's get into fitment. How well do these fit the car? Is there anything to worry about? What are the pros and cons, Marty? Well, I'll show you if you're patient enough to watch. Look at it, and don't dare notice my custom wide body Bondo fiberglass quarter panel that might be broken because a street sign took a piece of my Bondo out. Don't mind any of that. Fitment. This is what is called hella flush. The wheel is flush perfectly with the body, and if you don't believe me, I'll prove that in a second. Here we go. Here's the proof. Here's a straight edge. Look at it. Observe. That, from the tire to the quarter, is perfectly 90 degrees. Hard to tell on camera because, you know, I don't know how to hold it still and all, but that's literally a 90-degree hella flush wheel with the body. Everybody told me, oh, they're going to stick out. I said, well, I want them to stick out a little bit. Not crazy, but a little bit. Yeah, they stick out at the bottoms of the car, next to my custom plastic quarter. But then they conceal themselves right when you get to the top. If that isn't perfect fitment, I don't know what is. And yeah, every car sticks out a little bit at the bottom. Don't believe me? Here's a stock 97 Mustang GT. Look. Oh, wow. The bottom of the tire sticks out. Just look at that chrome shine, though. Like, oh my God, look at the red light on my camera flash. Hopefully, since this car lives indoors, this chrome will last a lifetime. My God. It had to be done. There's a couple reasons, but it had to be done. This car's burning a hole in my wallet, but it had to be done. Okay, so why did it have to be done? Couple reasons. We'll get to reason number 1 in a minute. Reason number 3. I couldn't get the rims I was looking for. I've looked everywhere. Nobody on Marketplace has what I need, and if they do, it comes up and disappears like that. As soon as it's posted, they're sold. 2. Nobody's selling anything on Marketplace or as fresh out the box as these wheels are. Reason number 1. This car, it completed the look that I needed on this car. But really, reason number 1 is how awful and regretful would it have been if I ran these obviously 2 brand new front wheels that just grab your attention and look beautiful, and then pair them up with a ratty set in the back. You know how bad that would have looked? It would have been so obvious. And here's an example all you people out there probably have seen before at some time in your life. You ever been driving through the hood and you see that, 1999 Toyota Camry that has clearly, nobody's ever cleaned the front wheels and it's nothing but black brake dust all over the front wheel, and then the back wheel's kind of clean? Yeah, that's how this would have looked, just opposite. The back wheels would have been dirty. Alright, let's ditch these ugly piles of junk. Ow! Of course we're using brand new artillery. Duh! Why wouldn't you put brand new lug nuts and washers on with brand new wheels, including brand new center caps, huh? Shut up and watch the film. And for all you naysayers out there that say I didn't tighten the wheels all the way, it ain't even on the ground yet, stupid. Now that we got that done, just step back and take a look. Really appreciate it for what it is. Got the front wheel on, as you just seen. The front wheel looks good, but I'll be honest with you, it looks just like it used to look. I used to have, what, 14x7s in the front? It still looks like a 14x7, even though it's a 15x7 now. That's not what I was worried about. I was worried about back here. Now, something we all need to take into consideration here is that this is a General Motors A body. If you have a Chevelle, a GTO, or a Skylark, this may not be as easy to pull off for you guys as it is for me, because Oldsmobile was kind enough to give me 67 to 68 style rear quarter arches, where you can fit a honking ass wheel in there. See what I mean? Duly noted, that beautiful massive wheel arch perfectly complements the beautiful bullet style rear window roofline these cars come with, which is another fun fact for you. You can't get that beautiful bullet style back window on a Chevelle, GTO, or a Skylark. One thing I'd like to point out to all you ladies and boys watching this right now is this is living proof that you don't need to go crazy over the top on bodywork. But there are people out there that nitpick and nitpick and nitpick bodywork. The bodywork on this car is 13 years old, give or take. I did all this back in 2013. I was 18. I was in high school. This is nothing but mud. This is a Bondo bucket. My quarters are literally sculpted out of fiberglass and Bondo where quarter didn't exist. Let me show you the ultimate cheat code to how to do good bodywork. And that's actually what we just did. You take a car like this.
Take a fucking car like this.
It's got rust everywhere. You neutralize the rust. Eventually, it'll come back in your Bondo. Big deal. Whoa. Then you duly note over here, if you can even see it, all the pinholes. Pinholes in the metal glaze. Or the 80 grit scratches in the door. Look, there's some scratches. Yeah, you see that? Or the fact that absolutely none of this is made out of metal at all. So if somebody were to kick this at a car show, it'd fall right off the car. From here to here to here, there was no quarter panel when I bought the car. And if you don't believe me, look how thin it is back here. Yeah, that's not metal. That's Bondo and fiberglass. If you roach a car out with Bondo and fiberglass, it'll clearly last at least 13 years, still looking good. And nobody notices any of that the moment you put on a brand new, shiny, expensive set of wheels. Literally. People's eyes, the general public, not car guru gearhead freak shows, the general public, you think they're gonna see all that 80 grit scratches and backwards Bondo and shit? No. All they're gonna see is that nice set of wheels I just threw on this car to complete the look. So all you people that are like, oh, I can't enjoy this thing, I gotta tear this down right to the frame. Frame off restoration. You ain't gotta do all that. And on top of that, you can actually enjoy this car on the road and not worry if a shopping cart hits it. I mean, I'd be pretty mad if somebody hit this shit with a shopping cart, but you get the idea. I don't have to sweat this thing like you would with a Barrett Jackson toy. So let that be learned, and take it from me. Something a lot of you people on this channel, whether you're new or old to this channel, if you're just tuning in, you're in time for an interesting fact. I went to school for 4 years. 5 years if you're going to get technical, but I went to school for auto body. I went to a vocational school. I was miserable. I was a shop mechanic. I didn't like doing body work. So my shop teacher found I was really good for fixing all the maintenance and mechanics around the shop. So every day I'd get off of school after working on Bondo and all that stuff, making it perfection. I'd go home with a rebel attitude, and I would give a big middle finger to the body world by doing what I did to this car. Just smear it with putty and file it down. Everything I wasn't allowed to do at school, I did to this car, and it still looks good. Alright, so
Now that the wheel portion of the video is over, let me give you an update on the rest of the car.
Faux 55, we're still putting that together, but I kind of put the brakes on that for a minute, because, I mean, it's just plug and play at this point. Let's see, yeah. Allow me to open my door and show you the interior of the vehicle. Ooh. Let me grab this custom drop light that, according to Jeff, nobody uses anymore. What I have been doing, oh shit. Oh. Come on. Keep that off the door and we'll just run it that way. What I did do was I blew a giant gaping hole in the floor here for the 4-speed that looks horrifying. I used, I had to use one of Riley's multiple grinders he had at his house, and I had to make one good grinder that worked out of all of them. But anyway, there you can see where the shifter bolt's on. The problem I'm currently having is with my shifter handles. Well, yes. I have these two shifters to work with. This very short Hurst shifter and this Oldsmobile shifter that says 442. This big one is meant for a bench seat car. Hey, this is a bench seat car, and it's gonna stay that way forever, because by today's standards, if I wanted bucket seats, I'd go buy a Hyundai. Problem is, I have a folding center armrest, which I know most of you people don't know what that is, because most of you don't know how to buy the top trim level of A-bodies, but you know, can't all be the best. Anyway, I don't think they ever made a shifter designed to go up high enough to clear that armrest without hitting the dashboard or something else. We still filming? Anyway, so I'm gonna have to make some kind of custom deal out of both of these shifters together. Or what I was thinking is maybe they make shifter extensions. Hear me out. See that thread right there? I'm thinking there's got to be a company out there somewhere that with that thread pitch makes extension pieces. All I would need is a 6-inch straight piece and 2 bent pieces. I'd put a bent john onto the shifter itself, put a straight piece on it, and then bend it back over the armrest. Then I'd be in business. What's hanging me up right now is my job. I'm back at work for a full week, and that shifter. So when I'm off work for a week, I'm trying to get to the bottom of that shifter, put all that garbage back together. Then we can put the pedals in the car that belong in here, because it still has an automatic brake pedal. Garbage. Then I put my drive shaft in, and that brand new exhaust kit you might have seen in this video, I could put the exhaust kit on once I get the shifter in, because right now the exhaust would be in my way, trying to get to all the rods and linkages and such. So, first things first, shifter, exhaust, pedals, drive shaft, plug and play the motor, and we should be in business. sometime this year, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. You're just gonna have to keep watching whatever I put up. I mean, it's your choice. So that's gonna wrap this video up, and I'll see you guys in the next video, or I won't. Either you're cool and you like cool cars, or you like Hondas. What do you like? Cutlasses or Hondas? Oh yeah! And I also have a set of electric exhaust cutouts. Wow! So, as you can see currently, this rim is a little wide, but it has about 3 inches between the rim and the frame rail. See that? It's got plenty of clearance. Now, what I have discovered currently is that because this is an Oldsmobile, it is one of 4 A bodies, which is the platform they build these on. Chevelle, GTO, Cutlass, and Skylark, which is a Buick, by the way. This is an Oldsmobile. It's something old and dirty. So, because this is an Oldsmobile, this is the one and only A-body out of the big 4 A-bodies. This is the only one that gives you a proper wheel well that cuts out like a 67 or 68 Chevrolet Camaro. They give you the whole wheel well. And if you go down the side profile of the vehicle, cameraman, if you look, they already took this into mind that people be putting slicks and fat tires on them. If you look, the body, it's wide curved to the wheel. See that right there? Now, if you take a straight edge, if you take one of these right here, a straight edge, and you take it from the body, now, I know that this is made out of fiberglass and Bondo. I did not custom make a wide body kit out of Bondo. But if you take this straight edge to the wheel, it is perpendicular, perfectly hella flush from the rim to the body. Now, you cannot do this with a Chevelle or a GTO or a Skylark.